Now, battery swapping, it is a technology that is quite unique onto Neo, and many of you will know that we have been discussing the benefits, the advantages that you get when you subscribe to battery as a service, especially the one that is being provided by Neo, right? I mean, obviously over the weekend we went through the some of the battery swapping stations, companies that are busy deploying battery swapping stations other than Neo, which CATL is one of them, and they have deployed 700 battery swapping stations to date, and by the end of this year they intend on having around 1000 battery swapping stations. Now CATL, it is the company that supplies Neo with batteries. It is a company that, of course, the batteries or all of the batteries that you see on the main brand are coming from CATL. Sub-brand Onvo, they are also being supplied by CATL together with BYD. Firefly, I know the last time I checked, Sunwoda was the company that was providing, of course, Neo with the battery. I'm not sure if Firefly has got a second supply, but for now, that is what I know, right? But here's the thing, right? The reason why I'm talking about batteries and battery swapping station, Neo today announced a very big milestone, right? This is the milestone of Neo getting or completing successfully over 90 million battery swaps. This is something that is so good onto Neo, because look, it only took Neo just around 100 days to get or to move from 80 to 90 million battery swaps. And I mean, if you have a look at the previous million, like either from first million to 10 million, Neo took 1506 days, right? And seeing that, of course, 100 days came now from the 10 million from 80 to 90 million. It's something that shows you the massive progress that Neo has made over the years when it comes to this kind of technology. When I saw this, I was just so excited, man, because I know one thing, and that is, look, with this technology, it's going to continue taking Neo to the next level, because look, it's no longer, it's no longer going to just be about Neo breaking even or generating profit from charging and selling cars, but very soon we'll be seeing also the battery swapping technology or segment also becoming profitable, because of the kind of battery swaps that we are seeing Neo users, Onvo users completing. This is what we are going to see very soon, and it makes me to be really excited, my dear friends. This gives me greater joy to know that look, Neo is selling their cars, the more users they are getting who are using or utilizing their battery swapping stations, and with this comes the flexibility to upgrade, downgrade the battery whenever you want. With this comes the, obviously, the convenient of not fighting for swapping, or not fighting for queues, because everything is done autonomously, everything is done on the system. You book when it's your time to go in, you will get your car should be able to easily communicate with the battery swapping station, which is something that is just so great. I mean, Neo, during the holidays or most of the holidays that you see or you'll find in China, Neo tries so hard to make sure that they give massive convenience to their users by giving them designated lanes onto battery swapping, especially on areas where you have also charging infrastructures there, for the sake of not confusing or for the sake of making it easier for their users to get 5-star experience. They make sure or ensure that there are designated lanes for going in the battery swapping station and going out, which is something that is just so good. So seeing Neo getting or completing 90 million battery swaps, it is just so good. I wonder, it makes me think about the total battery swaps that probably Neo has, CATL has seen users, of course, completing onto their own battery swapping stations, because what we are seeing from Neo is that obviously the more they have users using their battery swapping stations, the more swaps gets to be completed on a daily basis. This is one thing that we are seeing onto Neo, and I like this very much. So my dear friends, honestly, I think we should really brace ourselves for what is coming, because this, at the end of the day, battery technology, it is what even makes Neo to be so unique. It makes Neo to be so unique, and therefore you cannot talk about Neo and not talk about battery swapping. This is a very important investments and technology onto NEO, and therefore it is quite important and strategic for them to aggressively deploy this in line or directly proportional to the kind of cost that they are selling, because at the end of the day you don't want to supply more of this and you don't have people or enough people completing battery swapping. The way I see how NEO wants to do this is that they don't just want to aggressively deploy this without enough people using the battery swapping stations, because remember, for break even to come onto a battery swapping station, around 60 to 70 battery swaps needs to be completed per day, and currently they are not reaching that. I think currently its average is around 40, right? 40 battery swaps that are being completed on each and every battery swapping station on average, right, in China. And it simply means that as it stands, there are more battery swaps than cars, right? So the reason why NEO is not aggressively deploying the battery swapping stations is because they want to try to get to a break even, or at least deploy only when you have a lot of NEO users in a certain area where there's no battery swapping station at all, which is a very good initiative because NEO wants to be more efficient. You will know that it costs NEO around 210. It is said that it costs NEO around $210,000 to build or to build and deploy a battery swapping station, which is not cheap. It shows you that this technology is not cheap at all, and therefore they need to be strategic as they are deploying these battery swapping stations. They need to be strategic as they are building and placing these battery swapping stations all over the world, right? Because it is not a cheap infrastructure to develop and to deploy. Right now, with the NEO is currently using or utilizing 4th gen battery swapping station technology, which is able to swap the battery in less than 3 minutes. This is something that is good, something that is very exciting, and it gives me the confidence that, look man, NEO will be able to do very well. So yeah, my dear friends, I remain long, I remain strong onto NEO, and I believe that those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price will be rewarded with time. Look man, it takes me some time to make content like this, and all I ask from you is to give it a thumbs up, is to subscribe, is to hit or click that notification bell, because this is important. These are important news to the new investors, and NEO is in the forefront globally. I mean, CATL I think comes second in terms of the total number of battery swapping stations that they have. Not talking about battery swaps, in terms of the battery swapping stations that are there, they come second. NEO has got over 3,500, which shows you that they are very far compared to even the other competition or other companies that want to deploy and develop this technology, which is something that is very good, something that is excited, and it makes me to look forward to what is coming. So yeah man, I remain long, I remain strong. I'll see you in the next one, my dear friends. That is all from me, and God bless you all.